Back in the dyno, it's quite familiar being in here. So we're done on the dyno of our RS3 Stage 1 Plus. It did more than I expected to be fair. Hi guys, it's Alex here from QST. We're here nice and early on this Tuesday morning to crack on with our RS3 So finished our Stage 1 development, we've done a couple of Stage 2 cars as well, and it's now time to develop a Stage 1 Plus package. So that's going to be the Forge Intercooler, the Forge Intake and the Forge Turbo, and then our Stage 1 Plus ECU software to suit. We've gone with the Forge range of products, as on Stage 2 we've tested a few different intercooler and intake combinations. For us, the Forge performed the best every single time on our Maha in-house dyno. They're at a great price point and they're really high quality, and the intake's made of carbon fibre. Everyone loves carbon fibre. So yeah, it's going to be a good video. Hoping to get some nice gains out of it, so hope you all enjoy it, and we'll see you in the workshop. So we've got the front bumper off of our RS3 development car. Today we're installing the Forge front mounted intercooler with the integrated crash bar. So this replaces him. Intercooler replaces the factory intercooler, which is A, restrictive, and B, the intake air temperatures go crazy on these. It's been the same on all the RS3s, 8Ps, the 8Bs, 8B.2s, all the 5-cylinder stuff. The intercoolers are horrendous on them. So upgrading that, and we're also doing a Forge carbon intake with turbo elbow. So what we're doing is essentially developing a Stage 1 Plus package. So I would say around 500 horsepower whilst keeping the car completely road legal with a factory catalyst and OPF filter in place still. Right, so the intercooler's installed, we showed that. We're gonna, once the factory elbow is off, we'll show a comparison, but the factory one is a 3-inch cast part on the cast stock, changing to this 3.5-inch silicon Forge elbow. The factory one's massively restrictive at 3-inch. This is great if you want to gain extra power, especially when tuning the car. It comes with a nice CNC turbo adapter. They do it for the stock turbo, TT65 and 700. We're then pairing that up to the Forge Motorsport carbon intake. It's a carbon intake pipe with a 6-inch air filter. You see a massive air filter, which sounds absolutely epic on the car as well. Carbon fibre intake pipe, which again is absolutely massive. So we're going to get these bits on next as well. It does look good, this, doesn't it? It's a bit nice than the factory cast part. So yeah, we're going to get these bits on now. Like we said, the intercooler's on. I'd estimate, so the plan is to try and get 500 horsepower of the factory downpipe, as we touched on earlier. So typically you can gain up to 20 horsepower with the elbow upgrade, probably another 5-10 horsepower perhaps with the intake on there as well. We're at 471 horsepower before, so it's all getting us very close to 500 with just the hardware alone, and obviously we'll do some tuning on it as well. We've now got our RS3 back in the dyno. It's quite familiar being in here. So we are going to start Stage 1 Plus development on it. Now you can see today we've fitted the Forge carbon air intake, the Forge turbo elbow and the Forge intercooler down there. So we touched on the intake briefly as well as the intercooler. The intercooler is massive compared to the factory one. It's going to flow better, the intake air temperature is going to be a lot lower. So especially where we're adding more boost to the car, especially from stock form, it's going to be way more efficient. Even if your car's stock, the intercooler and the intake will help. You'll probably see around, even on a stock car, like 15 horsepower gain. So I'm hoping to see the pair combined around like a 20 horsepower gain or so. Then maybe a bit of tuning, we can get up to about a 30 horsepower gain. I'll check back through, but from memory about 465, 470 horsepower on our Stage 1. So if we get to about 500 horsepower on a Stage 1 Plus, I'll be really, really happy. So, we're done on the Dyno RS3 Stage 1 Plus. It did more than I expected to be fair, with the hardware and a few map tweaks in there as well. So Stage 1 with no bolt-ons with 468 horsepower and 676 Nm of torque. We're now 504.4 horsepower and 693 Nm of torque. So if my maths serves me correctly, we've gained 26 horsepower and around 18 Nm of torque, which I'm really, really happy with. Not only have we gained a ton of peak horsepower and torque, we've gained a nice amount in mid-range of torque and a nice amount of horsepower towards the top end, where the factory intercooler is just heat soak. Therefore, we'll be putting timing out to keep everything safe and reducing power. As well as not only, again, going back to peak horsepower, the car's more consistent now. After one run, you'd see a power drop of around 10 horsepower, potentially even more on a warm day. The car will consistently run. So we did 504, we did a 501, and then a 496, and then did a 494, I think it was. So it's super consistent now, which equates to faster draggy times, better reliability, reduced intake air temperatures, and as you can hear, the intake sounds pretty rowdy as well. So that's the Stage 1 Plus package complete for this. Next up, we've got our own downpipe, so we're going to be getting a downpipe on it, and then going Stage 2. Then we've got a MEF kit ready to go on it as well. So we'll do a video on the Stage 2 and the Stage 2 Plus, and then what I'd like to do is a small hybrid next as well. So there's some videos to look forward to. Thank you for watching.